So would you guys be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this record?
Um, yeah, I mean, I can talk about it unless Chris, you want to jump in first.
Hey, you go. You go.
Um, well, it was a bit of a journey, for me because it was like don't know how much of the Wind Waker lore you know, but I rejoined the band and I was sort of found myself in this position where I was like thrusted at the forefront of already established band
Yeah.
and with the expectations that was set by someone who was beloved before me, you know.
Mm.
So I think it was a bit of a journey to what do I want to express in my identity? What do I want to get across? Because this is sort of like in a way my introduction to everybody in a lyrical or thematical sense. So yeah, I'd been going through a phase where I wasn't necessarily writing a lot of things that were like introspective or like, in the past maybe have written about, love loss or something like that. But lately I've been more focused about like external things and observations,
Mm.
and kind of looking at the world and how it can affect an individual or how it can affect other people and the way that they behave or navigate life. And I guess I was, yeah, wanting to kind of explore why people behave the way that they do, why there is a strong sense of like flashy confidence when it comes to certain music and entertainment, and like what that does for other people, whether that motivates them to, aspire to be that sort of way in themselves, or whether that's actually being kind of destructive, and kind of getting people to behave in a way that's sort of inauthentic.
Mm.
So that was kind of the journey I was going through in just within myself. I was one, I'm not a big, metal head. I mean, I love heavy metal music. We
Mhm.
obviously make it. But my interests lie in things like hip hop, if you see my necklace and stuff like that. So I was trying to kind of apply my interests into like a square hole sort of thing. It was like a
Yeah.
circle peg into a square hole, but I mean it works, and the best of the band are very supportive of me and my explorations throughout the recording of this album. But I think this was almost like us getting to get comfortable with each other again after so many years.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I think there was something about this album that I felt like we were constantly adapting a little bit to change, I guess. Obviously new lineup, new vocalist in the middle of the album as well. Our guitarist Jesse started touring with Polaris as well. So there's a lot of sessions we were doing without him. And, I'm the drummer, I play guitar as well, and I produce, but I sort of had to pick up the guitar and go, okay, maybe I need to write a few more riffs as well. And
Yeah.
uh
There was
really
there was
constantly changing and adapting to our circumstances and the environment around us. And
and that's
it
a
wasn't
really
just from
interesting
start to
thing
finish.
that you're saying there, like that was definitely the forefront of how we were feeling at the start of this process. It wasn't like there's no, bad blood or anything, or any negative energy towards Will, but I think there was like a big sense of loss that was
Mm.
had collectively. We felt like we were mourning the band and the future of the band felt uncertain at the start of the process. It
Mm.
wasn't until we got to making songs like Sirens and Break the Rules that we thought, okay, there's actually like we're okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, and we're definitely getting a lot more comfortable. But yeah, I think at that first stages, we were kind of feeling a lot of a mixture of emotions. We're feeling a lot of anger. We're feeling a lot of sadness. We're feeling kind of a weird sense of betrayal in a way. I don't want to go
Mm.
as far as to speak on it for everybody else's experience, but like there was a mixture of quite bubbling emotions that were happening at the start
Mm.
of that
There's
and the
definitely this
uncertainty.
Yeah.
there's definitely this like, holy shit, can we still make this thing work?
Mm.
It was a lot of so much change has happened. It's like, are
Yeah.
we the same band? Can we still do what we used to do?
Mm.
I think we
Yeah.
definitely found that we can. And I feel like even with all of the changes, the soul of what makes Wind Waker Wind Waker has definitely stayed intact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what gave you guys like the, when it feels like everything is falling down around you and, the future of the band is kind of in jeopardy, like what gave you guys the motivation to kind of keep going and push through and finish this record?
My short answer is each other.
Yeah.
I'd say each other. Like just the collective goal of like, they've asked me to come to audition to come back into this band, like we've got these tours or obligations that we, that are coming up that we need to fulfill. And it's just sort of like, all right, well, we've just got to do it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, using each other as a way of kind of it being like, we do it anyway when it's right. Like we're inspired by each other when we're writing. So it's like to be motivated to still stay committed to each other because the other one's just as committed to you. It's like, that's kind of my short answer to that question. Yeah. I don't know about you, Chris.
Sure. I mean, I was just I was going to say, I also don't know how to do anything else, to be honest. Music is everything that I do. Yeah. Like, I don't think giving up on that was ever an option. And, as Liam said, sort of, we were quickly very inspired by each other and everyone was just everyone started really working together to make it work and to make it happen. And I just think when you want something enough, you can generally pull through.
Mm-hmm.